Afternoon. This is Glenwyn from Guna Matters. Welcome back. I have not been live for a long time, but I have been on TikTok here and there, and I've made small little videos, short videos. But again, I just want to say thank you to the followers, the people that has liked, the people that has subscribed, the people that has followed, shared, perhaps. So it was fun, but it's not going to stop. It's going to continue. Now I'm back on the actual platform. Follow me on TikTok, Guna Guy, and of course, or not Guna Guy, Gunner Guy, like Gunner, Gunner Guy. That's on TikTok. You can follow me there, and of course, share this video, like the video, and obviously leave your comments in the comment section below. So Guna Matters are here to give you whatever you need, whatever you want. It might be a bit old news, but it will be current and relevant. Please like and share this video. So I'm very much excited about Martinelli that has just been confirmed that he signed. Well, he's going to sign. He's going to sign an extension to his contract until the 2027 season. Now we are waiting on Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, even Odegaard, and of course there's talks of Granit Xhaka that's going to become an old par. They call it, we call it Opa, yeah, the granddad. In South Africa, we call it Opa. So yeah, Arsenal make Bukayo Saka contract priority amid Manchester City transfer interest and one new William Saliba deal following Gabriel Martinelli's success. Now, it's exciting to see that besides the three players that we received or that came in the January winter window, it is also good to know that the addition to the contract or the extension to the contracts of our current players, which is our impact players, which is Martinelli, William Saliba, Martin Odegaard, the captain, the Viking, Odin's son, or whoever you want to call him, and then of course, I said Bukayo Saka, yeah, and then of course, Granit Xhaka has also been a revelation this season. And Granit Xhaka will go to probably up to 110 per week, which is a good deal. And as a leave your thoughts about the Granit Xhaka, Bukayo Saka, Saliba, and also the Martinelli extensions. That is what we need currently to pin them down for long term. And then should somebody come, like you heard, Manchester City, I think Liverpool are also interested in Bukayo Saka. World-class player, the youngest, the best at the moment in the league. However, there is at times that you gotta have to call a spade, where they are still young, they are still boys that need to become mature and as men. Therefore, we need the senior guys to help and assist and guide these young boys. So that is the one thing that I'm excited about, and the other thing is I'm excited about is tomorrow's games, where we go to Goodison Park to Everton, and we're gonna. That's the first game of the day tomorrow, bar the London derby tonight against Fulham and Chelsea. It's going to be a tough game. We're obviously going to see a couple of things happening in the Chelsea camp. where it's like a vomit currently. It's also confusing what's happening. Even Thiago Silva has come out and said he's not happy with the Jorginho move to Arsenal because now there's a void that has been left in the changing room, and for somebody that has been very vocal in the changing room and that voice is no longer there, that can be missed, surely, especially for the young and new players that not the new players, the old players that has been there. That have obviously heard that voice and that leadership and that seniority, if that is even a phrase, that's going to no longer be there. It's like you have been divorced. It's like you lost somebody to the grave if that person is no longer there. So there's the void there. And with Thiago Silva being such a professional and a legend in himself, having said that about Jorginho, it gives me some excitement to understand that even though I was one of the people that says, Jorginho, no, 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 no. Man. But yeah, nonetheless, it excites me to know there's a leadership quality in that player. And for him to come to Arsenal, it's interesting to see, and it's going to be interesting to know what's happening in behind the scenes, in the cloakrooms and the dressing rooms, and what can he bring to the youngsters. And I mean, he's a docile player, meaning that he's very laid back. A lot of people say he's very slow-mo, and that is what docile means. He's very slow in that context. But yeah, that is about what Chelsea's going to miss, is that seniority, is that leadership, is that vocal ability that he has. There's no longer going to be there. And besides that, the vomit is happening right now. I mean, Todd Bowie he's paid so much money for so many. I think it's 7 or 8 players, and they are part of this vomit currently. And if you have, pardon me, I've partied the night before and you puke, and there's so many things that comes out of your mouth. That's this, and it's a bit of that, it's a bit of that, it's a bit of, so all that together makes it so confusing of what did I eat tonight, or what did I eat last night, and for me to bring this out. And this is what we're going to see tonight on the field, is that Chelsea's gonna enter the gates for Fulham, and Fulham's gonna come in with some direction under this manager, and this manager's been doing very well in Fulham, and having Cedric Suarez there as right back with all that experience that he's taken to them, and obviously the crosses that he might give to Mitrovic into that path of Chelsea's back. I mean, Thiago Silva is probably the only person that I feel that can stop Mitrovic in the air or even running against him, because the crosses that Suarez can give is very, very dangerous. It's quality. It is on the money. And then just for Mitrovic to obviously pull it in and score a goal. So that's one part of the threat that obviously Fulham possesses. But back to Chelsea's vomit, you don't know what to expect tonight. You don't know what to sort of judge or predict is what's going to happen. Is that Chelsea runs out with same color but such a vomity effect in the, well, there's so many wings, there's so many players that is coming. So who do you play? Who do you start? I mean, some of the injury players has come back. So in part of that vomit, how is that gonna be? I don't know. It's going to be such an interesting to see. I'm looking forward to that game. Really, it's a London derby where I think Fulham is visiting the Breach, and the Breach being such a confusing outlet at the stage is. Again, it's going to be interesting to know how Graham Potter is going to bring that vomit into a solid color of blue, because currently it's confusing. There is a Enzo Fernandez, there is a Kovacic, there is a Mount, there is a Modric, there is Sterling. Oh my word, you can go on and on and on. I mean, what the hell? But no, that is for me. I think it's going to be such a challenge to be a Chelsea player. Well, what interesting fact is that the former Shakhtar Donetsk coach or manager before the Zerbi has said that Mudryk has made a mistake to go to Chelsea. Just for your information, it's not I'm hard up on him. I'm at peace that he's at Chelsea. Is that he has made a mistake because he's much suited to have gone to Arsenal than to Chelsea because of the style of play and what Arsenal bring and what Arsenal stands for. But yet the players obviously opted to choose Chelsea, the Blues. So we'll see how he performs as part of the vomit in the Chelsea. I call it vomity. Vomity. Let's go to my man, Des, the enforcer. Hey, Glenman, how's it, Des? Are you well, my brother? Hey, you and me, we must. Hey, when I'm done here, maybe if I have time, we can have a chat, Des. But thank you for support. Thank you for watching. So yeah, that is the one thing that I want to say on Straight Talk is that Chelsea. It's good players that's there. It's quality players that's there, and I fear for the life of Potter because his first choice that he's gonna have to make is to drop 2 players in order for his newbies to play in the Champions League. So he has got one spot. Apparently, you're gonna have to drop 3 of your. You only have space for 3 new players in the January window. So you have to drop. Currently, have to drop 2 because the one player is now at Arsenal, which is Jorginho. So he has that space open. So you're probably going to put in Enzo Fernandez in that position or in that space, and then you've got 2 spaces left. Would you drop? Would you take out of the equation and put some of your new guys into that mix of the UEFA Champions League, because that's the only cup that they're still in, because they ain't making top 4. Maybe they could. They're 10th. But Fulham is 2 spots above them. So they have to win, and it's 2 points ahead of Chelsea. So they have to win Fulham in order to go 8th, not 8th, 7th. But that means that Liverpool and the other team above them must still also have to lose or draw or whatever, lose points. So that is very hectic for them to obviously grow into the league. And the Champions League is the only other cup they could stand a chance to win. Obviously, they have been champions of the Champions League twice already. Let's hear what Deza has to say. Chelsea can't register all their players. Chelsea have found a loophole, and are abusing it. Yeah, of course. I mean, for the Champions League, I believe they have to drop 3 players, but they can only then add 2 players. Yes. Yeah, So they can only drop. They have to drop 3 players. At this stage, they can only. Well, they've got a space left, which is Jorginho's vacant space. And then, of course, there is the other 2 players that they have to drop. So the new players can play, but they have to make space for 2 players at least. Fair play rules, bro. Yeah, definitely. And of course, come on, you Gunners. So that is important to understand that Chelsea is in a situation, apart from being vomity. Yeah, it's confusing to even talk about Chelsea. It boggles my mind to talk about Chelsea, although it's something to talk about. It's some conversation to be had. Is Chelsea, but it's interesting to know that they've got quality players. They've got a big squad that they need to obviously thin out and sort of come to a 25 man squad come season end. Then they can build on that. And Chelsea, in my opinion, will become a, a team to be reckoned with if they have the direction, if they have the cohesion, if they have the understanding. But like I said in the beginning, is Jorginho apparently, according to Thiago Silva, has left a big vocal void in the dressing room. So they're going to have to obviously build on something new. They're going to build on everything like we've done. We've done it over the last season, post COVID-19. So yeah, that's Chelsea. Then of course we're talking about our game tomorrow against Goodison Park, and a lot of people are saying the new manager bounce. The hell? What the actual fudge? A new manager bounce. Des, if you're still watching, what do you think the new manager bounce means to the Everton squad? Because they've got quality, but Sean Dice he's got a deep voice, and to speak into that deep voice or through that deep voice to a bunch of players, do you think this myth about the new managers bounce will do something much of a difference in terms of their squad, especially we facing them the first game with Sondice in charge. So that is interesting to that's interesting to see. How do you feel about Jorginho signing, bro? I'm happy with it. Okay, we're gonna come to that now. With regards to the Jorginho, you know what, Des, I said it just now, just before you probably started watching, is that I was the first one probably in my mind to say Jorginho, no. And I think I've posted my video on Twitter and also in the WhatsApp groups, but also then apologized thereafter because I had to obviously sleep and have my mind applied to the fact that Jorginho is at Arsenal. So he brings quite a bit. He brings quite a lot, in fact. Serial winner, leadership. He's got the ability to stay calm under pressure. He's a bit suspect when it comes to pacey players, but I maintained in my mind and I justified it like you've got him being a slow player in the middle, holding. And then you've got a Odegaard, you've got a Xhaka, and then you've got a Zinchenko, and you've got a Tomiyasu, and then you've got a Saliba, and of course a Gabriel. Those six players surrounding him. And that is where I say they protect him really from messing up. So you will get the ball cool under pressure, and then there will be support. There's a support structure from our back four into our number 8. So those six players are the support structure in when it comes to a difference of play than as was the Partey way. So if Jorginho maybe gets subbed for Partey, or Partey gets subbed for Jorginho, he will have different role because of his pace, lack of pace, because of his experience that he brings. He's got a range of passing. So he will be protected by those six players around him. The two number 8s, which is Odegaard and Xhaka, and of course our backline. So those are the players in my mind will bring the stability to Jorginho and to filter him into have his own type of game. And for that, I am convinced that it is a good signing. And by the fact that it's only 12 million pounds worth, or rather we got a steal for 12 million. So yeah, in a nutshell, I in fact had to obviously convince myself that he is a good signing, and of course he can take penalties, he can score from a distance. So we've got a goal scorer there as well. You will settle down. You will settle Everton down, but not by Saturday, bro. Okay. Yeah, obviously he's got only a few days of training with the team. He's going to probably just see how the team plays and make changes while he goes on. In my opinion, he will. I mean, it's his first game, and it's a good Arsenal informed team. So he's not going to go. Get ahead of himself and get carried away with all sorts of tactical issues and so I think you're right. You will not be ready by Saturday. You will probably take another 2 or 3 games. So on Saturday, I mean it's a home game, so he's got quality players, and inviting us into his lounge is going to be very tough on him because he's going to have to settle play first. He's going to see what Arsenal does. He's going to sit back. He's going to try the counter, and like every other team is going to do. He probably has to have watched videos of Arsenal against other teams. So he had to study our play, and for that he's going to make changes on the day and in the game. And I think it's going to be tough. Yes, I agree with you. It's not going to be tomorrow. Is not going to settle it. If you're 2-0 up and you want to slow game down, bring on Jorginho. Yes, that's exactly what we do with Jorginho, is to bring him in to slow the game down. I will probably, it depends when you are 2-0 up. It depends on in what stage of the game that you are 2-0 up. Is not to just bring up, say for argument's sake, at halftime. You give him another, his first debut, you're probably going to give him 20, 25 minutes, just to that last bit of running. You're going to give him, you're going to settle him in, you're going to sort of bring him across, because remember, we're playing City on the following week, on the Wednesday. So you need to get him ready for a City game as well. So you need to first see how he plays and what he does and how he connects with our players in the game time. So yeah, that is Jorginho. That is of course tomorrow's game. You have predicted 3-0 theirs to Arsenal. Yeah, I'm gonna put it past them as 4-0. Remember, we won them 5-0 on the last day of last season. So I'm gonna just give it to 4-0. So that is my prediction. Yeah, so that is gonna be a very tough game, but we're gonna pull it through. We're gonna get goals from quite a bit of players. And then the next segment is Jesus. It's very good to see that Gabriel Jesus on the pitch of training. He's been spotted training, I think today or yesterday. But I hope for the sake of the team that he doesn't push himself to come back early. He must really push it to wait and see where he is really with his recovery. He has to hang in there. You have to hang in there. So yeah, I think it's good to see that Gabriel Jesus is back in training to get fit and get match fit, and I'm not match fit, get fit at least just to be able to see he's running up and down, and that obviously in itself get us a proverbial. Hold on. Excuse that wasn't supposed to come. So yeah, I think Jesus it's very excited to see him in the training. But one thing that I am worried about is Emil Smith-Rowe. This is my boy. ESR is again not fit. He is not fit. I don't know what is happening with this boy. If there's hey man, Call it a curse, call it whatever you want to. It can't be, because this is such a young talent, a beautiful player that can't have this problem. He cannot have this problem. The report is he's not available for tomorrow's game. He's not fully recovered, and that is the problem. And I hope Jesus is looking at this, is where ESR is no good to us when he's on the doctor's bench. He's no good to us. Jesus has to take full recovery, has to take 100% recovery. He doesn't have to push himself. We've got the cover. We have the cover in order to fulfill his position. Eddie is doing well. And even if he has been fit to come in tomorrow's game or the next other game or whenever, he's going to have to show himself approved, because Eddie has been doing so well, and it's not going to do much. It's not going to be any beneficial to anybody if he comes and just get a start. No, Eddie has to start every game until he has been proven not to start a game. And Jesus has to prove himself again and again and again in order to take the position up front again. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough decision for Mikel Arteta to make, especially Eddie's flying. I mean, Eddie, I'm seeing Eddie scoring a brace tomorrow again. He is flying, and I think the confidence is so high that he can't stop scoring. It's been, what, 8 goals in all competitions. So Jesus has got really hard work to do when he comes back. It's what Des is saying. I agree, plus good. I agree, plus good if you want to give Partey a rest, of course, especially for next week's game. So you gotta have to give Partey some rest, and then of course give the running for Jorginho, because he has to get used to our play as well and get used to our fans, because that is not going to be a nice sight. A home game with the fans booing our own player, it's not going to be a nice sight, and that's going to do a lot of damage, especially when we're home to City on Wednesday night. I think the fans is just going to have to suck it up, give it a go, and back the man. I mean, I didn't want him at first because he's a Chelsea player and the type of player he was at Chelsea. And now I've given you my thoughts of how we can play him and how we can protect him. It's obviously up to us to back him and stand behind him and say we trust that Mikel has made a decision that's going to benefit us. Jesus is a machine and wants to play football, but won't walk back into the team straight away, bro. I agree, and that's what I just said. It's the worst season for Emil Smith Rowe. I feel for him. And of course, your baby is the Viking will score, bro. Well, I said my prediction is 4. Eddie's gonna score 2, and then the other 2 anybody can score. That time you choose the Viking. So that's good for you. Yeah, no, you love that boy. You love that boy. I like him myself. But ESR is my player. So yeah, and that is Jesus. Jesus has to take cognizance to the fact that ESR has been really unlucky with regards to his recoveries, and it's been a long term that he has been injured. He's come on a cameo in one game, and then he had a good time, but now he's again injured. So don't rush back, Gabriel Jesus. Don't rush back. Stick it out, recover well, and then come back when it's due for you to come back. And maybe Xhaka actually, well, that will make your 3-0 up, and then of course. Eddie is going to score a brace, so well, then you have to win 5-0 in that case. But yeah, guys, I think my lunchtime is over, and I think that is the point where I'm going to say goodbye. But please, let us get behind the team, guys. Let us get behind our manager. Let us get behind the new guys, the Trossards of the world, the Kivior. I call him Kivior Caviar. You know, Caviar. And then, of course, Jorginho, that none of us wanted to be at the club. But let us love him. Let us use him as the player that we think he can be. And let's get behind him, because at the end of the day, he's now an Arsenal player. And an 18-month deal worth £12 million is not a bad deal. With the experience that he brings, the serial, almost said the serial killer, the serial winner that he is, and of course the leadership qualities that he also possesses. So let's see how he fares tomorrow's game and the game thereafter. And let's get behind him and let's cheer him on. Let's welcome him with open arms, because he is an Arsenal player. He's only going away in 18 months' time. So let's get behind him. How do you feel about the Lokonga situation? Yeah, man, I had my say about Lokonga, and everybody's blaming Lokonga. I also did a small video of TikTok about Lokonga. It's not fair to the boy, because yes, Odegaard is the captain, and obviously said to the boy, you're not, you should be here, shouldn't be there. So the positional play, he's got a lot to learn. And guess what? I mean, he's with the master of a midfielder, and with Patrick Vieira has been a number 8 as well. He's going to learn from the master. He's going to learn from the best, because Patrick Vieira put his arm around him and said, you know what? I'm going to teach you how to do it. And if he comes back to Arsenal, or if he even doesn't come back to Arsenal, well done on him if he becomes the player that he has to be, a very, very tough and hardcore player, because he can be a hardcore player. It's just that nobody is giving him that chance to play. And now he's got a chance. And I think he will walk into that team straight away in this weekend. And what a game he's going to have. What a time he's going to have, because Patrick Vieira is that type of manager that will give his all to you. I'm not saying that Arteta is not, but I think he just needed an arm around him and say, you can do it, my boy. And that is my take on Lokonga. Yes, he's not a positional. He's got a lot of lack and a lot of things that he has to learn, and he's going to have to work hard to learn that. But all we have to do as fans is just to support him. He's made mistakes. We can banter, but that's where it stays. Banter and say this and say that, and that's it. And forget about it. But now you're going to have to go on, and good, this, I mean, these guys, they watch the social media. They watch, they listen, and they see. So it's to break somebody's down in this morale. So good ups to Patrick Vieira to put his arm around him and sort of embrace him and know the talent that is there. He's going to have to work with. So he's going to give Lokonga a good time at Crystal Palace for the next half of the season. So let's monitor it and see. I mean, he's gonna flourish. He's gonna become a Saliba type of player on loan, and I know he's got it in him. It's just he needs a hardcore manager to manage him, and that's it. But yeah, thanks a lot, Des, for watching. Thanks, Glenwan. It's a pleasure, my man. Maybe later today we can have a chat. It's not gonna work tonight. We'll maybe chat over WhatsApp or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna have to touch base again, man. And for those who's gonna still watch after, all the best. Thank you for your support, and also like and share this video. And Guna Matters has been on air. Cheers, everybody.